Okay, so people are always asking about the market. How strong is it, and should we wait for prices to come down? Like there's an assumption prices are going to come down, and then people say, well, when's the bubble going to burst? When's the housing market going to crash? So we just want to talk about what's different today than what we had back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, when we saw this big market correction. And we always have to remember that really what caused the real estate issue was not real estate in and of itself. It was the financial markets. So at that time, lenders were going to owners and say, oh, come along and we'll give you this great loan. We'll loan you 100%, 125% of your value. Then the market started happening, and then we started having job issues, and all these things were happening. And suddenly people had houses that they'd overborrowed against. They were borrowing 100% of the value, 125% of the value. And what did they do with that money? They went out and bought boats and RVs and all kinds of things with that money. They didn't put it in the bank. They just spent it. And now they've got to relocate, or they lost their jobs. The things that were happening that were triggered again by the financial markets and loose money policies, specifically by the lenders. And so that's what triggered that event that took us a long time to get out of. And so today we find ourselves with a very different issue. People aren't getting money that don't deserve money. It's still not easy to get a loan. The markets remember how difficult it was. You can't get a 125% loan. There's not all of that going on. In fact, if you want to get equity out of your house, the lenders typically, if you're refinancing, they won't let you go beyond 80% of value if you're refinancing and taking money back out. So what's happening is that houses are collateralized. And also now, because of the condition of the markets, appreciation has happened and people have equity in their homes. And so if values went down, which honestly is highly unlikely, that's not what they're forecasting, is that the people have enough equity that they wouldn't be harmed. They could still sell their home. Maybe it wasn't for as much as it was, but it's still profiting greatly from where value was. So what does that have to do with you today? If you're thinking about buying today, will housing values continue to go up? And right now, my true belief is that we've got to see a little bit of relief in the pressure on the market. But we've been looking at statistics, and it's been, in our market, we have had less than 2 months of inventory on the market for over 5 years now. And right now, today, we're sitting at about a month, a little bit less than a month. So actually, it's about 2 weeks right now today, which is no question tight. There's just no sign of anything going wrong. The financial markets are fine. We may see mortgage rates climb just a little bit. But my great day, if they climb to 4%, that's still an amazingly great interest rate. There's just nothing in place. There's no foundation there that would suggest that our residential markets are going to fall. And by the way, if they do, our issues are far more than just real estate, aren't they? I mean, really, think what it's going to take for real estate values to drop, because real estate drives the rest of the markets. If home values drop, consumer confidence drop, spending drops, I mean, it just trickles all the way through the economy. So at the highest levels, they're pretty careful about what they do to affect the residential housing markets. So that's why I don't believe we're anywhere close to what we were back in 2007 to 2012.